Alrighty, guys, we got something a little different to talk about today. Today, we want to talk about this pen in particular, the Ravenlock Magnetic Slider Pen. I've got a few other pens out here of note just as kind of comparisons, and we'll talk a little bit about them in a minute. But let's just get these out of the way for the moment and talk about this pen. It's interesting. It was sent to me from my friend Joseph, who bought it. This is going to go on his office desk. This is not really something you're going to carry as an EDC type pen like those other ones that I showed a second ago. This is your desktop conference call fidget pen. So this sleeve comes all the way off, slides on, slides off, and there are magnets. 168 N52 neodymium magnets, I think is how you pronounce that. And it allows you to kind of rotate this and go up. You can just pull it through and slide it. It's kind of, it's more fun than it looks like probably on camera. It really is. It's kind of an interesting little thing. You can just really kind of have some fidget factor during a conference call, during a meeting, just sitting there thinking about life, whatnot. And as you turn it around, it just kind of works slightly different just based on the magnet locations, right? But you can still kind of twist it and it goes through. Okay? Now, how you use it is a little bit different also. So here is the ink, which also has a magnet here at the top that holds that ink cartridge in. It is a standard, apparently a standard D1 ink refill. So I guess you pull this all the way out, stick a new one in. So it is keyed on the inside of the pen here to accept this barrel. Slides in, and then as you rotate this out, it pushes the ink cartridge in farther out to the end of the pen, rotate it back in, it retracts it. And I'll show you how that works here so you get an idea. So once you slide it in, it's all magnetized. So you got to kind of monkey with it a little bit. As it goes in, you have to rotate a little bit so that it lines up with that keyway. Now, if I twist the top counterclockwise, you see the ink coming out of the top. It's very cool. It's very interesting. If you push down too hard, yes, it will pop out here, and so you won't be able to write. Okay, but if you're just writing normal, it works just fine. And depending on how you hold your pen, you can push this down here to get a bigger grip. And it works that way as well. Depends on how you want to hold it and whatnot. To close the pen or retract the pen, you rotate the end clockwise now, and it retracts the ink, and it'll get to a point where it stops. Okay? You can get to the point where if you're turning it counterclockwise and you're sticking the ink all the way out the end, it gets to a point now where this just totally unscrews. Okay, but you'll feel that before you drop it off or before it comes all the way out. I don't know. I think it's interesting. It's made out of brass, aluminum, and stainless steel. We talked about the magnets. We talked about the refills. It's made by Ravenlock, a company that Mark owns out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I did a Ravenlock knife previously, also sent to me by Joseph. I'll try to find the link to that and put it in the description and up in the corner. And it was an interesting knife. Again, these are not your standard pens, not your standard knives. That knife, I'm trying to find something here that don't have anything that resembles it exactly, but that knife, you literally, the two halves, the two sides came apart. They kind of went like this, and then that allowed the blade to move freely. And then when you put them back into a standard position, it locked the blade. It locked the blade in like 12 spots, 10 spots. I don't remember. So you could have it locked open like this, locked open like that, locked open, locked open. There was a bunch of different steps that it went through the arc of the opening. So it was kind of cool, different, unique, unusual. Okay. I carry a pen every day. Here are just a few examples of some of the ones that I own. Funny thing is, I bought this tactile turn side click pen from Joseph, who owns this one. Zirconium tactile turn bolt action pen. This is my new daily carry pen. It used to be the titanium version. I have since switched to the zirconium, and a Benchmade that I bought from my very good friend Eric out in Utah, Bullets and Blades. Yeah, love this pen. I had to have one for a long time. Eric was selling one. I had to buy it, and it just sits in the pen holder on my desk in my office, just over there. Yeah, I don't really carry this one much. I never carry this one. I carried it once, but with the push button, it doesn't work. I put my pen in my back pocket, so it just didn't really work well. But it makes it great. This is what I use daily at my desk when I need to take notes, when I'm testing with clients or vendors and things like that, and I need to make notes. Yes, oftentimes I will type notes, but all too often I am scribbling down some notes for later. But yeah, I've pretty much been carrying this zirconium pen since I got it, and I love it. But this one is super cool. Mark, thanks for sending it to me. I know that Joseph bought it from you, and then you shipped it to me, so I do appreciate that. The brass is not my thing. It's got a scent to it and a feel that I don't particularly like. It's a scent that you can almost kind of taste. I know that's weird, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. The magnet part, I love. I don't know if we could do something like this in different material than the brass. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it all has to do with the magnetism of each particular material. So I don't know if I mentioned, these are $65 right now. This is not a commercial, but I will put a link to their website down below. They're $65. I think that's kind of a low introductory price, if you will. And for $65, I think you're getting a great deal. Like, we're $65, we're $100, we're $300, we're $110 for Benchmade. The titanium click bolt pen is about $100, give or take. So I think $65 for the machining and the magnets and everything is a great deal if it's your thing. If it's not your thing, then by all means, don't buy one. But please let me know your thoughts down below, because I'm curious. Are you carrying a pen? Would you consider carrying a $100, $200, $300 pen? Or are you carrying a, Bic stick pen? I don't know. You tell me.